Some of you may feel some type of way, but I don't really understand why would you feel some type of way. My decisions have nothing to do with you. If I choose to not identify as a Hebrew Israelite, that's my decision. All right. That doesn't mean I'm not following the Most High no more. That doesn't mean I don't believe in the Bible anymore. It means that I am not a part of that group. It means that I'm not a part of that community in terms of promoting hate, evil. I'm not a part of that. I believe that all people can come to the Most High. I believe that whether you're black, white, Asian, if you choose to come to the Most High, you can come to the Most High. I'm not going to be a part of a group that want to segregate everybody, a group that hates their own brothers and sisters, a group that will ostracize and criticize a person falsely and tries their best to destroy a person just because you don't agree. I don't want no parts of that. So just like I made a video that I'm no longer a Christian anymore, I'm no longer an Israelite anymore. No more. When someone asks me a question, I'm a follower of Christ. That's it. I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's it. Oh, so you're a Hebrew Israelite? No, I'm not. I'm not an Israelite. I'm not a Hebrew. I'm not none of those things. Because it's as if though when you claim you are, you put a target on yourself. You place curses on yourself. And you will be hated by your own people. The people that hate me cannot possibly be my people. The people that want to see me die can possibly be my people. I have people that want to see me fall. That's their goal. Those are not my people. And those are Israelites. Make that make sense. Imagine people wishing for your downfall. And it's coming from Israelites. I want you to think about that because I experienced this. And it's really, really sad, man. It really, really is sad. I had a conversation with a brother behind the scenes, let him know exactly what's going on. And my decision in regards to that. And some people may feel some type of way. And again, I don't understand why would you feel some type of way when it's my decision, you know.
I want to give all the praise.
Shalom. Giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. See, in this thing, you can't fake it to make it. You know, you either all the way in or you all the way out. You know, there ain't gonna be no fence straddling. It ain't gonna be, I'm with this just for the moment, but then I'm out when adversity kicks in. You know, when persecution start or when I start to, taste any kind of suffering. This is not something that you say, okay, I'm not part of this bloodline no more because I'm offended that, people are coming against me or people are showing hatred towards me. This guy sounds real weak. He sounds very weak with that long ass hair. All right. Yeah. But see, you was never with this to begin with. Or else you would have understood a long time ago that being a Hebrew Israelite It's just not something that you just put on like a pair of pants and then you could just take it off. All right. Being an Israelite, identifying as an Israelite, you're acknowledging that that's your lineage, that's your bloodline. You're acknowledging your history. You're acknowledging the curses and the blessings. So really, this dude is just disgruntled, and he didn't have what it take to, finish, which, he really wasn't of the elect, no way, because some of the things that he was teaching, even though he knew at the time he was an Israelite, he was still off. All right. He was known for getting on the Christians in the past. Some of us used to watch some of his videos back then. All right. Then out of nowhere, I started to identify as an Hebrew Israelite. He identified that for years. Then something must have went down as of late, and he became disgruntled. And now he no longer identifies. Now he got this newfound love for all mankind now, for all nations. Now we're a hate group. That's what they all say when they leave. I just can't hate people no more. It's a hate group, and my own people, and this is what they all say. As they leave, as they, fade to black. So I guess you're gonna go back to just being a regular content creator / Christian. Scriptures say a dog returning to its own vomit. But let me grab this real quick, because we don't want to fall into that same condemnation. This is Hebrews 3:12. And it says, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living power." And he said that this doesn't mean that I'm no longer a believer of the Bible, or I'm no longer a follower of the anointed and this and that and the third. Well, you're departing from your maker, because when you came into the acknowledgement of being a Hebrew Israelite, that means you knew that salvation is coming to you and your people. You know that a new covenant was only made with the heavenly between the Heavenly Father and those people. He didn't make that covenant with everybody. Scriptures say all throughout the scriptures, and you knew this, that salvation is coming to this group of people. So you breaking away from the heritage that the Lord is actually dealing with, and you want to include everybody else in a mix, you're actually departing from the true doctrine. As a matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. This is 2 John. And starting at verse 9, it says, "Whosoever transgresseth," and this doesn't mean in the sense of breaking the Mosaic law or the law of the Most High. All right. When you actually look this up, which I'm actually do, it literally means to basically to deviate. Okay. To leave off from. And it says, "Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of a Mashiach, have not the Most High." And the teaching of Yahushai, it comes in the volume of the book. So you got the law and the prophets, which all testified of Yahushai and his coming and what he was going to come to do. That he was going to come to save his people from their sins. That he was going to redeem the children of Israel. That the remission of sins was for the children of Israel. When you read Romans 9, the covenants, the giving of the law, the promises, everything was pertaining to the Hebrew Israelites. That's all part of the doctrine of Yahushua. All right, he died on the cross and was resurrected to be a sacrifice for the children of Israel to be reconciled back to the Father. All that is part of the doctrine of Yahushua. If you're not an Israelite, or you don't identify as the people who that pertains to, then it doesn't pertain to you anymore. All right. So you're not abiding, you no longer abiding in the doctrine of Yahushua. Okay. It says, have not the Most High. He that abideth in the doctrine of a Mashiach, Yahushua, he have both the Father and the Son. All right. Which you was never that anyway. Or else, like it says in 1 John, you would have continued. All right. Verse 10, if there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. But he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds. All right. And now that you are just like these other disgruntled jakes that they'll get offended that something happened or something that's happening with them personally, and they'll blame the ministry. They'll blame it on their own belief system, that all this bad is happening to me. So the best way to fix it is to basically just leave it, escape from it, run from it. So you're not willing to suffer. That's exactly what Yahushua, when you follow him, when you abide in him, that's exactly what you're going to have to go through. You're going to have to suffer. That dude, he didn't want to suffer anymore. All right. Maybe a lot of people were seeing some things and now he's, placing the blame on everyone else. That's what they always do. When people get disgruntled and they look for a way out, they look for blame. And that's exactly what this guy sounded like he was doing. He was placing blame. Last I heard of him, he got into some situation with another dude who called himself an Israelite. I think he called himself New Breed or something like that. And they was going back and forth trying to expose each other. And it looked bad on both sides. And now, because he's used to, controlling the situation and getting all this traffic and people following him. Maybe you got people that's, waking up to his ways and seeing him for who he is. And this whole time, this dude being an Israelite was a gimmick. This was probably part of the come up. This was probably to help him build even further as far as his YouTube career. And now that things ain't going his way, now he peacing out. Well, Apostle Paul warned, he said that in the latter days, the Spirit speaketh expressly that some will not endure sound doctrine, but they would depart from the faith. So you're gonna continue to see that. Now I wonder if Vocab gonna recruit him onto the team. So it is what it is. This guy, he didn't have what it take to finish, and that's was at let me see. So like, let me go back to Hebrews 3. So I'm going to read this one again. It says, Hebrews 3:12, it says, take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living power. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. All right. And we're supposed to hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast to the end. So that means that you got to endure suffering until the end. We don't care what the people feel about what we teach and what we believe. We're not ashamed of the gospel. That dude, he became ashamed, and that's why he wants no parts anymore. He doesn't believe it's the gospel. All right, he doesn't believe in what the prophecies say, because the prophecies already say what it says. The nations, they're going to be in a kingdom as servant. They're going to serve the children of Israel. So whether you choose it or not, what's going to be done is still according to the will of the Heavenly Father. And you can't come between that. Matter of fact, let me get Romans, was it 9:21? And Jake wanna, they want to have compassion for the heathen who can give two shits about Jake. Romans 9:19, it says, Thou will say then unto me, why doest he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing form to him that formed it? Why hast thou made me thus? Have not the powder power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? And that's what the Lord did. All right. The Lord, he separated the nations and he chose one group of people. And that's always going to be what he sanctioned. This is Sirach 33. And I'll start at verse 10. And it says, And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified. And the Lord, he blessed us, but he also cursed us when we went against his covenant, right? He exalted us, but then he abased us too, because we went off. It says he's set near himself, right? And we're a special people unto him, right? But some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. Like he did that with the Canaanites. All right. Because of what Ham did, the curse fell upon Canaan. And they was living in that land, the chosen land that the Lord already was going to promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and their descendants. And because of all the wicked deeds that was being done, the Lord had us go in there and take that land from them and turned them out of their places. All right. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man in his hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. All right. So the Lord made the nations in their lot and their purpose, and he made his people. All right. Let me get this in 2nd Ezra. And these are scriptures that this man knows. So I guess he's just going to throw it all out. Well, good riddance, man. You didn't count the cost, bro. Second Ezra. Yep, 2nd Ezra 5:27, and it says, among all the multitudes of people that has gotten thee one people. But this guy, he having a change of heart. Nah, I don't believe that. Yeah, you don't believe parts of the Bible anymore. All right, because of your emotions, your feelings. Not sticking to what the scriptures say, caring what other people think about you. So you're ashamed, all right? But the Bible's still gonna say what it say. And among all the multitudes of people, there has gotten thee one people. And what did he also say about those other nations that is not of this people? Because he did say of all the families of the earth, you only have I known of all the people on the face of the earth. These other people, he said that they're nothing. They counted at the dust of the balance as a very little thing, as a drop of the bucket. And in the 2nd Ezra, he said that they're like a spittle. I guess he don't believe that no more, which is fine. Okay. You know, nothing was lost. It says, and unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. Okay. So the Lord is still only dealing with his people. You know, despite how you feel, because the Lord already told you about our people. Our people, they're hard-hearted. All right. It says that my people are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You're gonna deal with our people that are slanderous. They're not valiant for the truth. They will every brother trust you not in any brother, for they will utterly supplant. They will walk with slanders. This is what you're gonna deal with. You're gonna deal with unreasonable, wicked and unreasonable men that have no faith. Yes, there's gonna be division. Even the Lord said he came to bring division. Your own enemies will be they of your own household. You shall be hated of all men for my sake. These scriptures is like when you in the truth, you already know what to expect. You're not moved by any of it. But if you lose faith, it seems like all these scriptures, they leave your mental Rolodex and you start to become uncomfortable. Basically, you're no longer being comforted by the comforter. So, you know, this is his way of, I guess, finding comfort now. All right. So let me get, this is Hebrews 10 and 37. I'm going to read it in the NLT. Yeah, Hebrews 10 and 37, it says, for in just a little while, the coming one will come and not delay. Matter of fact, let me start at 36. It says, patient endurance is what you need now. All right. And that's for us, you know, to patiently endure. All right, even when you go to Sirach, the 2nd chapter, it says to set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble. You know, woe unto you that have lost patience. You know, what shall you do when the Lord shall visit you? Because he's not going to defend you when you no longer believe or when you lose patience. That dude, it sounds like he's getting scared. You know, maybe he feel like something is coming down the pike. And, you know, with the way certain Israelite groups are moving, you know, we all going to get the blame eventually. Well, Yahweh Shai, he was getting the blame. All right. And he didn't do anything wrong. They were trying to paint him with them zealots and them revolutionaries back then. And the world of Israel came against him. It says patient endurance is what you need now so that you will continue to do the Most High's will. Then you will receive all that he has promised. For in just a little while, the coming one will come and not delay. And some people, they losing patience because they think the Lord is taking too much time. But we're clearly seeing that the prophecies are happening. We're seeing the signs, the indications that day is getting closer. All right, it says, and my righteous ones will live by faith, but I will take no pleasure in anyone who turns away. And that dude, he's turning away. So I wonder how the Bible going to hit now that you no longer identify. So anything involving Israel, which is all throughout the scriptures, you're going to have to ignore it. You have to cut it out of your Bible with scissors. Or maybe you're going to go to the belief that them small hats, them tiny hats, are the people now. That dude, he pretty much he's bugging out right now. Which, you know, anybody that fall into that, You were pretty much ordained to that condemnation. All right, it says, but we are not like those who turn away from the Most High to their own destruction. We are the faithful ones whose souls will be saved. All right, so he pretty much fell upon stony ground. All right, let me get Matthew. It is Matthew 13. Yeah, Matthew 13, and I'll start at 18. It says, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When any of you heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he actually understood it, right? He didn't have the whole truth. You know, he didn't have the 100% doctrine, but he at least understood, all right, that he was an Israelite and that we're the chosen nation, and that the kingdom is going to be established where we're going to rule in the world to come. But we have to, suffer punishment on this side because of, our wicked ways. All right. And being disobedient. You see the way our people are now, you can see exactly why. The Lord didn't even want to bring these niggas into the promised land when the Lord delivered us out of Egypt. So they definitely are not finna walk into the kingdom. Verse 20, it says, but he that receives seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word and anon with joy receiveth it. And as him, right, in when he first, identified with being an Israelite, yet have he not root in himself. So this guy had no root, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth, he started to explain why he was having an issue and why he became disgruntled. These people are starting to come against me, and my own people hate me and this and that. They can't be my brother if they hate me. Man, did you not know what you were signing up for? Maybe you didn't read the conditions of the agreement, right? You didn't read it all the way through. Maybe you didn't fully understand what you were reading. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. And that's exactly what happened with that guy. He's offended. So he thinks not being an Israelite is going to, wash away all his problems now. Well, we shall see. But you definitely not going to make it. Now, you should have counted the cost to see if you was sufficient to finish. And what's wrong with hating evil? The fear of the Lord is to hate arrogancy, pride, the false way. All right. The Most High said, hate the evil and love the good. The Lord said he hates all manner of all workers of iniquity. So if you have a problem with hating that, then you were not of the Most High to begin with. And that's a whole separate lesson in itself. The Most High, he commands us to hate. But but it's hey, matter of fact, let me get this real quick and we'll end it. It's a time in purpose for everything. So you want to be just one way, so you're back to believing that false balance. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And I'll read down. It says, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. This soft ass dude, Ringo, He wouldn't have made it in King David's army. When they went to battle, when they went to war, when they went and took cities, he damn sure wouldn't have been down. I can't be down with this, man. I can't do this. This is a hate group. It says a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So it's a purpose for it all. And that's the just balance of the Lord. When Jake is on that time of, man, I just want peace. I just want to love everybody. You know, I'm tired of this and that. You just disgruntled, man. You didn't have what it takes to endure that. He that faint in a day of adversity, his strength is small. Whatever adversity he's dealing with, to make him all of a sudden not believe that he's he knows that to be an Israelite is not a religion. All right, it's a bloodline, and it's what you first learn when you come into the knowledge of the truth. All right, that we're a chosen nation, a royal priesthood, the people that were once in darkness, and we were called into the marvelous light. And he didn't return right back to darkness. So, hey, you know, it is what it is. Another casualty. Hey, life must go on. All right, the fight must still continue, because hey, we have that even amongst us in the circumcision as well. You know, even in Great Millstone, dudes leave the camp. We done seen this over and over again. Because guess what? Many are called, but only a few are chosen. The ones that are chosen, they're going to continue and endure until the end. If you're not of the elect, you're not going to have any foundation. All right, your faith is not going to be rock solid, and you're going to slip away. You're going to fall away. So anyway, with that, I'm going to give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Shalom.